Well, we're on our way back from the Harrisburg sale. Harrisburg 2021 is over. For the most part, our sales season, no, not for the most part, our sales season is over at the stable.ca. I think we did a great job. Now, today, we had a few other pieces of business. We were looking to buy a racehorse, and obviously you know by now that didn't happen, theoretically. We did buy Mama Knows Best back, and I was worried that would happen, and I hope everybody, the takeaway from that is quite simple. Look at what we did the last 3 weeks, selling horses, and then take a look at what could have taken place today when it came to Mama Knows Best. I had told Bob Bonnie, I told Steve and Amy, there was a very good chance that we were going to buy Mama Knows Best back. And it may have been one of the better buys of the whole day, to be honest. A lot of the horses were going crazy high. Here's a filly with 3 lifetime wins that raced 3 days ago, did well, and still has a lot to offer. I'm not giving Mama Knows Best away. I think that Mama Knows Best is very similar to Won My Heart Hanover and a number of the other fillies that we sold, Tanzanite Tricks, yet we got a lot more money for both of those horses. So I don't feel any need or rush to sell Mama Knows Best. The market for her is still there. If we got to win a race or two with her to show them that she's very viable and worth purchasing and owning, then that's exactly what we are going to do. First Glance, we did sell. I know there's probably a lot of people out there maybe a little sad that we sold First Glance, but to be quite honest, quite frank, that's what he was worth. I told everybody, when everybody asked me what was he going to bring, I said between 40 and 50,000. That's what he's worth. And to be fair, as I said before, the reason that I wanted to sell First Glance was quite simple. I was worried that there was a bigger gamble ahead that would be keeping him and trying to race him. I don't think he's good enough to go to Mohawk. The gentleman that bought him, Corey Stratton, I think is a real sharp guy, nice guy. I think he'll do good with him at Yonkers. And for the people that said, well, why didn't we send him to Yonkers? Because there still is a gamble. There's no slam dunk. I might be wrong about First Glance, but at the end of the day, it's pretty hard to be wrong with $47,000 US looking at you. I think it was a good price for a pretty good little horse, but that was that. I had bid on a number of, isn't that always the way? As soon as I do a video, every time, everybody wants to call. The reason it's dark right now is because I've been taking calls and on the phone with everybody talking about horses. A lot of people want to know, how come you didn't get a racehorse? Well, simple. I'm not going to forget that we are a value-based purchasing stable. And although there were lots of horses that even I fooled myself into saying, hey, geez, that horse only went for $42,000, and then you get looking at it and you're like, yeah, I don't want that horse for $42,000. I would have loved to get a couple of horses that went for $100 for $42. That would have been cool. It just didn't work out that way. So it was a seller's market today at Harrisburg. Not that shocking when you look at everything that's gone on and everything that is going on right now. You're going to see a little bit of a lull in the selling market for the next few weeks when it comes to racehorses, because everybody's looking to pay for their... Which way are we going here, Steve? Straight, right? I assume right, but I'd like to know for certain. No, right. I almost greased somebody. Look at that. Good thing I asked you. As I said, there'll be a little lull in the selling market because everybody's looking to pay for the yearlings, right? So they may have a couple of horses at home. They put them in claimers. They'll, put them on gate for sale. But we were ahead of them, right, in selling Won My Heart and Tanzanite Tricks and horses like that, which I think those were the right place at the right time purchases, sales on our hand. And forever. Yeah. So when it comes to Mama Knows Best, I got no problem taking Mama Knows Best home for $23. I know it sucks. We got to pay the fees that are attributed to that and pay the fees of the horses that sold that were out of the sale. But that is the business we're in. I think it was still worth our while to take Mama Knows Best down here. If nothing else, it showed that it's not always an easy market. I think Mama Knows Best is worth more than 23, so we kept her. And that is that. And I don't think that's going to change today or tomorrow. She's right in the back of the trailer with me on our way back. Now, I'm going to Northfield, so she's going to be at Northfield. I suspect she'll be at the Meadows next week. And if we bring her home, we bring her home. There's lots of options for Mama Knows Best. To be very clear, I was in the market for a Mama Knows Best today. 23, 24, even up to 30, a horse like her, 2-3 wins, 30, 40, even 50,000 made. Yeah, I would have bought a Mama Knows Best today. for 24. Happily. Truthfully, I think. So that was what was up today. I'm sorry, for the people out there that were sitting in front of their computers eagerly waiting a racehorse with the tag thestable.ca beside them. You guys have to know why there wasn't. It's simply because there was no value today at Harrisburg. But that doesn't mean there's not going to be value in the future. I am excited. There's a $40,000 claiming series that is being put on at Mohawk. First time there's been a claiming series at Mohawk in over a decade. I'm certain of that. At least over a decade. So we have a claiming series coming up. You'll have a number of other series bouncing around and coming up. The good news is we are purchasing a couple of racehorses. In the coming weeks, I am actively looking for horses. There will be value to be found at some point. Much like me, there's going to be a lot of people out there looking to put together the capital to pay for the horses they just purchased. The only way to do that is sell other ones. So I suspect there will be some people selling, in which case the ball might be in our court a little more when it comes to purchasing said horses. So although we didn't get what we wanted today, what we did do is stay inside our lane, as I was told this week. Stay in your lane, which was value purchasing. Know what you're doing. I guess my only regret from this week, for the most part, was that I didn't really tell you guys who the broodmare was we were looking at. I'm sure most of our clients could have figured it out on their own. I was trying to buy Eglarium's mother, Noblesse Blue Chip, and I wasn't prepared to do it. My frame of mind heading into that particular day, that particular section of the sale was, hey, we'd get her cheap and then I guess full her out. I don't know. And what I should have done is approached a breeder like Tom Grossman or like Twinbrook or anybody else and said, here, I'll buy the mare with you, or you buy the mare. I'll buy the weanling, full sister or brother to Eglarium, off of you. You keep the mare. This mare has Harness AM, who on paper was a pretty decent mare. I don't think she's any near as good as Eglarium. In fact, I know she's not, but a pretty good mare in her own right. Eglarium, her best races are in the future. They're ahead of her, 100% for sure. Coming behind those two horses is a Muscle Hill 2-year-old that hasn't raced yet, a Walner yearling, and a Green Shoe weanling, none of which were put through public auction. The Courant AM, the Swedish company, were the owners of that mare. They put her through the sale. So there's a huge amount of upside. I just don't think I approached the sale properly when it came to that mare. I knew I wanted her, but knowing how to acquire her was a deficit in my thinking. I made a mistake when it came to her. So in my mind, I did. So that was a real. When I realized what could have happened had I had a little bit more open mind to it. Keep in mind, I'm not attuned or used to buying broodmares. I don't really know. I can't think. My head doesn't rock the way it needs to when it comes to breeding around it. And I think I dropped the ball. But nevertheless, it is what it is. It's a tough market to begin with. So we didn't get the Noblesse Blue Chip with the Southwind Frank foal inside of her. We didn't get her, but that's life, and we're going to have to move on. So a great sale again. Super pumped about what we took home. Steve and I were talking before I did this, and a number of clients had called, and speaking to John, I said, listen, if any of the horses, like if the Solvig foal was by Walner, it's a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 yearling, right? The value we found in Tactical Landing was unfair to Tactical Landing. We saw this same value last year with another first crop stud, and his name was Walner, right? That's how we ended up with 3-Point Blue Chip, and quite frankly, Unbeatable Kemp, who's an afterthought when it comes to the Walner horses we have, but may not be in the future. So the short memory of some, when you look at Tactical Landing, right? The short memory of some in this industry may have played to our advantage. Here's a son of Muscle Hill, who's an $800,000 yearling. I've told you guys this before. Mission Brief's full brother. A gorgeous, gorgeous horse training down. Didn't really get his act together until he joined the Jimmy Tactor barn late in his 3-year-old season, but did enough to secure $800,000 plus in purses and win the Breeders' Crown at 3. So Tactical Landing's no slouch. He's no flash in the pan. This is a legitimate, solid, pedigreed stallion, and we just acquired a colt from one of the best broodmares, one of the top 10 broodmares probably in our game, in this generation. Is that unfair to say? I guess that might be unfair, is it? Solveig was a pretty good mare. Put it this way: I don't want to oversell her. I don't want to overcook the goose, so to speak. But to be fair, a pedigree that would not be found in the stable.ca or Anthony McDonald's barn, probably not Steve Palermo's barn or anybody else's that I know personally. This is a top pedigree by a sire that people discounted because they don't know. They don't know him. And I can't say that they're going to be great, but the information that I had going into Harrisburg, at least, keep in mind, we had 4 we had already broke. I know I could train 3 of them in 240 right now. They look great. They love their work. Mechanically, they're perfectly sound and do everything right. I have no reason to believe that Tactical Landing won't be a good sire. And with the book of mares he had, he'll have all the chances in the world. So, we're on our way back to Northfield Park right now. I know a lot of people asking me about my Jazz's race last night. A couple of our clients did. Listen, my Jazz is going to have to race her way back into shape. You can't race every 3 weeks in a scattered schedule and be able to beat those horses. Those non-winners of 3, non-winners of 4, non-winners of 5 types are no slouches. This is not easy action. And she's not 100% right now. I told you that right front ankle is bothering her. Because it's bothering her a little bit, it is putting pressure on that left hind. It's a problem. She's going to have to work her way through it. That's racing. And when it came to Duke Deal last night also, optically looking at the race, I guess I was a little disappointed too, but then looking at the mile itself, 2 minutes and a fifth, last quarter 28-4. I'd say that's pretty much what he can do right now. And that's the reality of the situation also. Very happy this morning. I heard that Locatelli schooled well, and then when you combine what we bought Locatelli for on Gate, and then look at what the horses he was racing against sold today in Harrisburg, did a pretty good stroke of business there also. So it's been a great fall. It's been a great year. It's been a great sale week for sure, and sale season. We are, as I said, on our way back to Northfield Park. Tomorrow morning we leave Ohio and head back to Ontario with Northern Blizzard and High Gear No Fear, who, by the way, for those of you concerned out there, High Gear No Fear trained with Jason McGinnis in the bike. I want to say 57. I told you 56, but I keep hearing 57 in my head. Either way, Jason said the horse was fantastic. He couldn't look any better. A lot of people saying, what happened his last start? I found out after the race the horse lost a shoe. Now, did he lose it when he made a break? Did he lose it before he made a break and that predicated the break? Did he lose it in the mile and just look bad? His AST was a little high. His GGT was a... What's that? Predicated is a word. 100%. I may have used it in the wrong context, but it is absolutely a word. Want to play a little Scrabble?
You either said it wrong or...
No, I think I might have used it right also. And don't bother emailing me about it. I can check in a minute. It is a word. So, High Gear No Fear raced great. Or trained great this morning for Jason. And Northern Blizzard, I didn't get the update yet, but I know he qualified good. So, we're looking to get them vetted out and in the trailer and back to Ontario tomorrow afternoon. They will race next week at Mohawk, both of them. Northern Blizzard, the non-winners of 2, High Gear No Fear, and whatever he fits there. And we'll get these guys back on track as soon as we can. So those are the updates I have for you. Tomorrow we have a ton of videos to do, but for right now, a little bit anticlimactic, the end of the sale. That's a good word, eh? I used that one right. A little anticlimactic, the end of the sale, but you know what?
That's predicated on something else.
What's that? That's predicated on something else. Well done, Steve. I like how you use that. That's like a double Scrabble thing. So, the sale was great, but as I said, a little anticlimactic the last 2 or 3 days. My only one regret is the Noblesse Blue Chip. That will likely haunt me for a while, but at the same time, I'm not wired to think like that right away, and a little bit of an eye-opener for me. Or, as somebody just told me recently, stay in your lane. Anyway, I'll talk to you all very soon. It has been a great sale season. It has been a great week at Harrisburg. Lots of good food again, eh? Knocked it out of the park again, didn't I? Come on. You know I did. And we hit the farmer's market on the way out. But it's been a great year. In 2021, a lot of our 2021 is coming to an end. Obviously, the biggest race of the year for us is next week. But in 3-Point Blue Chip in the Valley Victory. But for right now, it's been a fantastic year. I cannot complain. A lot of appreciation towards you and our clients for allowing us to do the business we have been able to do. So, talk to everybody soon. I hope you all had a great week and a great day. Take care.